honest, you know, the factors that influence egg quality is the same sort of factors that influence your health. You know, I often say to my patients, yeah, focusing on egg quality is important, but you know, when you're focusing on your health and you're looking after yourself, you are also looking after your eggs too.
Welcome to our Instagram Live. As you can see, I'm super excited today because I got a very special guest. He is Dr. Kenneth Leong, who will be joining us shortly. And if this is the first time you're watching our show, a big welcome. Make sure you follow our page to receive more fertility nutrition tips. And if you're watching this through our YouTube channel, a big welcome as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you'll be the first one to know every time we have a new video release. All right, now today our special guest is Dr. Kenneth Leong. Dr. Kenneth Leong is a senior Monash IVF fertility specialist in Melbourne. He's also an advanced laparoscopic and robotic gynecologist surgeon specializing in infertility. He has many years of experience in this field. He's also an obstetrician, seeing patients for pregnancy care and deliver babies. Now, I have been working with Dr. Leong patients for quite a few years now, so it's absolutely our honor to have him to be on our show to chat about egg quality in IVF. Now, hello, Dr. Leong.
Hi, Catherine. How are you? Thank you for being patient. We've just been a bit of a hiccup here with the timing, but apologies for that.
That's all right. That's all right. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Yes, great to be here. Great to be part of this, platform.
Yeah, it's absolutely popular live because we actually ask our audience, you know, what questions they would like to ask you. We have received lots of questions, Dr. Leong, so I can't wait to dive in with you.
Okay, great.
All right, now, before we start, Dr. Leong, I'm really curious to know a little bit about you. When did you decide to become a fertility specialist and how this journey started? If you can share a little bit with us.
Yeah, so this was back when I was working with Gynaecology at the time. Gynaecology is one of the foremost renowned specialists of you know, my senior and of last generation. So he sort of introduced me to fertility, and I learned from him, and I had the expert guidance of him and another doctor, Dr. Bruce Downing, which sort of piqued my interest. And at the time I was developing my skills in laparoscopic surgery, and I found that actually mixes quite well with fertility and infertility issues, because a lot of women who have endometriosis and other fertility related surgical issues, you know, some of them may eventually lead on to need fertility treatment and IVF. So it was a really good mix and blend of the two areas, and then started going into it and then learned more about it. Did my master's and did my clinical training, and here I am. That's 2006 when that all happened.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so today we're going to chat about egg quality, right? So Dr. Leong, first of all, why is egg quality important in IVF?
Well, I would just say that egg quality is very important, but it's not the only issue. I don't want to put, you know, just all the pressure on the eggs. Obviously, sperm quality is also very important, but that's something we don't have time to cover that today. But egg quality is everything and is not everything. So it sounds a bit, you know, contradictory. So egg quality, obviously, when you're talking about, you know, collecting an egg and using that to, you know, be fertilized and creating an embryo, of course that egg quality is important. The quality of the embryo ultimately is what you're interested in, and a large part of that is determined by the egg. About, you know, 85% is related to an egg, you know, quality as to how the embryo develops and eventually become a baby. There are other factors as well apart from egg. The sperm is important, and obviously lining is important. But egg quality is important. But also, I think there is a bit of a misnomer out there about egg quality that often just gets thrown around. Oh, it's, you know, due to poor egg quality, it's due to this and that. But I think when someone says egg quality, they're probably referring to that particular egg, but not necessarily relating to all the eggs that you have in your ovaries. But that's important as well. That's another discussion point. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of viewers also asking us this question: is there a way we can test for egg quality?
No, not at the moment. We don't have any sort of clinical test to test for egg quality,
Mm,
or only lab test, I meant. I
yeah.
guess the only way you would know if the egg was good is if it produced a baby. So that is
Okay.
ultimately the only way to know. But there are no tests that you can look and do at the moment in the lab that would tell you that that egg is good quality. All you can say though is when you collect an egg, once they've stripped it back and they look at the egg itself, you say that that egg is mature. It looks good based on a
Yeah.
set of criteria, but you cannot determine egg quality at this point in time based on just
Mm,
that sort of observation.
yeah, that's good to know. So will you be able to share with us maybe a few points on what factors can influence egg quality?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, the factors that influence egg quality is the same sort of
Mm,
factors that influence your health. I
mm,
often say to my patients, yeah, focusing on egg quality is important, but when you're focusing on your health and you're looking after yourself, you are also looking after your eggs too. So they go hand in hand.
mm,
For example, obviously don't smoke. Smoking is really bad. It's bad for many cells in your body, including your eggs. Eggs are particularly special though, because eggs, they develop to a point where they're in that arrested phase of development until they get stimulated during a cycle, and then a mature egg is produced. So before that, the eggs are in that arrested phase where they are particularly sensitive to being damaged. So smoking is bad,
mm,
because there's all these toxins that you're inhaling into your lungs and getting to your bloodstream that will destroy your eggs or damage your eggs. Of course, alcohol, if you're someone who drinks lots of alcohol, that also ages you. I'm not talking about drinking
mm,
necessarily in small quantity, in moderation, but if you're drinking quite a bit in excess of the 2 to 3 drinks, 2 to 3 times a week, and each time when you're drinking, you're having 2 to 3 standard drinks and more. I think that's something that could also have a negative impact on your health, but also your eggs. Um, Exercising, making sure you don't overeat, diet, that's all very important as well. Factors to
yeah.
influence your eggs. Environmental factors as well. I mean, if you're living in a polluted environment where your house is next to a coal-fired power plant or something, that's probably not good as well. And a whole host of factors. Yeah.
Mm,
But
yeah,
just bearing
yeah.
in mind that eggs are very sensitive to be damaged. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Leong. So now we often also heard about age and equality. I guess a lot of women also quite
Yeah.
concerned about their age as well when we talk about
Yeah.
equality. Is
Yeah.
there, I guess, at what age is the equality at its best?
Well, as young as possible. I mean, that's a cheeky comment.
Mm,
But, obviously, oh, look, from eight, if you had to put a figure on it,
mm,
so anywhere from
yeah.
18 to say, early 30s is probably the best time if we're looking at, either, putting your eggs aside for future fertility or starting a family. And when they talk about
Mm,
egg quality, they're talking about um, what is the proportion of the egg of your egg pool that the
okay.
eggs are of normal or healthy quality. That's kind of what they're referring to when you're talking about egg quality. You're not going to have
Yeah.
all the eggs in your ovaries to be normal. That's not
Yeah.
normal. It's not a normal physiological, biological
Okay.
conditioning. Um, Two things happen, as as you get older. The egg count drops and the egg quality drops off. That means the proportion of the normal eggs to abnormal eggs will increase. So you get more abnormal eggs, poorer quality eggs, and a smaller pool of eggs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I got
best
you.
time is
Yeah.
18 to maybe sort of early 30s. You need to be considering either to
Mm,
start a family, or put your eggs aside.
mm,
I understand that's not always possible for everyone. Women now have
mm,
other interests and career pursuits and all that, and that's also important for them. And so
yeah.
maybe for some of these women, talk to your doctor about fertility preservation.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we got someone asked this question, Dr. Leong.
Yep.
Can egg quality be improved? And how long does it take?
Yeah, I think that's a tricky one. We can't ever prove that. I would say to my patients that what you're wanting to do is adopt lifestyle modifications, dietary improvement, all of those good things, taking supplements and all that, probably there to reduce the rate of damage or harm to your eggs. All you're trying to do is probably you're trying to reduce or retard that progression. You're not ever going to, at this point in time anyway, stop eggs from going bad. I know that there are researchers out there now that are working on quite innovative approaches, by taking certain types of supplements that may arrest or reverse, egg quality. But I just don't think we're there yet. And that area, it falls in the anti-aging research area, and there's a lot of that going on.
As well, to build on what you have just shared, what is the role of nutrition and lifestyle, I guess, in this perspective, optimizing egg health?
Oh, very
Do you see that as like really important for?
Very important. Very important.
Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously optimizing your eggs, but you're also optimizing your health. And then good health means, better pregnancy, less complicated pregnancies, and better health means ability to look after your child after childbirth. And doing those things we talked about, don't smoke, don't drink, especially when you're wanting to conceive, live a healthy lifestyle, eat the right things, eat the right sort of supplements. All of that will help. I think it's additive. It's no one particular bring it home formula. It's everything put together.
Yeah. I love that you really try to get your patients to adopt that healthy lifestyle and eating habits before they're entering the pregnancy. So that's really good. Now we got one viewer saying us this question here: does being on the pill affect egg quality?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
One thing that will happen though is that if you're on the pill, some people might think that because you're not ovulating, the pill has suppressed ovulation, you may then preserve those eggs that you have for longer. We know that doesn't happen. Your eggs will still deteriorate, and the egg count will drop off, and the egg quality will continue to worsen over time. So it doesn't worsen it, but it doesn't accelerate egg quality loss, but it's not the main factor. It's because you're getting older as well.
Okay, all right. And another question here, she mentioned that she is currently 33 years old with PCOS and stage 4 endometriosis. She has been trying to conceive for 7 years, but recently separated with her partner. So her question is it worthwhile to consider for egg freezing, or should she wait till she try for an embryos like with a new partner with IVF?
Sorry, I missed that again. Can you just repeat? How old is she? 40?
33 years old with PCOS and endo.
Okay. Okay. So if she's alone, 33, PCOS, endo, I suppose if that's proven endo by way of laparoscopy, look, I think it would depend on her social circumstances and her ability to cope with, single parenting. That may or may not be an option for her. I think if she's really wanting to start a family, even not minding the fact that she's going to be a single parent, she's got all the support that she needs around her. I have a lot of women that are inclined to just do it on their own with donor sperm. Ultimately, that's going to be the best outcome for you to bring about a child for you. If you think that timing is not quite right, and you've got endometriosis, and you're worried that may have a further negative impact on your fertility down the line, and you're worried about your ovarian reserve being a bit lower than others because you've had surgery on your ovaries, I think consideration of fertility preservation may not be a bad idea there.
Okay. Thank you for that advice. Now we got someone sending us questions asking, Nadia, acupuncture, does that help with egg quality?
I don't think there is a lot of good evidence out there that supports acupuncture's help with egg quality. I know there have been smaller studies indicating that it does help fertility, natural fertility. I don't think I can sort of, readily quote any studies that say that acupuncture does help with egg quality per se. It may, there might be newer research out there that, yet to review itself. I haven't seen anything to that effect yet.
Now, this could be our last question here. It's actually from me, Dr. Ken. Now, I've been working with your patients for many years now. Thank you so much for all your referrals. I just would love to know, where do you see the role of dietitian in terms of supporting patients through the journey, especially with IVF?
Oh, important. It's an integral part of the team. I always like to work with patients really from a more holistic approach. We need to onboard them, and it's not just trying to convince them to do IVF. In fact, most of my patients, I reckon probably 50% might even get there without needing any sort of IVF surgery, diet optimization, all those sort of really good things. And some of them will be pregnant even before needing to move on.
That's right.
Even the ones that are much older and obviously have a more tighter schedule and timeline, and I would perhaps move them more readily towards IVF. Even just, looking at their diet, seeing how we could optimize that, maybe helping them to lose a bit of weight, if that's necessary, is really important. Because fertility treatment is only one aspect. What happens if they, most of them will fall pregnant? What if they're still, not in the right weight range when they're pregnant? And have a baby, because we know that that's going to have a negative impact on the pregnancy and delivery and all of that going forward. So very important. Yes.
So good. So good. Thank you. That's really good advice there, Dr. Ken. All right. Now, Dr. Ken, we're going to change the pace now. We're going to have a little fun questions here. We're going to have a quick round of what we call rapid fire questions, just as a chance to get to know you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The first question: what is the best present you have ever received?
The birth of my boys.
Oh, that's nice. How many children do you have, by the way?
2 boys. Yeah.
2 of them.
2 boys.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Now, second question: name a person who inspired you to become a doctor.
I don't have one, actually. I'll be honest, I don't really have one. But I
Can't think of
one that inspired me to be a doctor. But obviously, I've met a lot of inspirational people along my way as I was, becoming a doctor in my training. Gab Kovacs, Bruce Downing, they were the ones. Jim Saltus, he was also someone that I respected when it comes to laparoscopic surgery. There's a few of them out there that has inspired me during my journey. But I can't think of anyone that inspired me to be a doctor, though. Sorry.
Yeah. That's all good. Have you ever appeared on a TV show?
Yes.
Oh, which one?
Well, I was before that was started by a friend. And it was the show that went on the sort of midnight time, 11:30 to 12 o'clock. And I was interviewed about sex in pregnancy.
Oh. Are we able to Google that clip somewhere?
I believe you could. I think it's out there somewhere. Yes.
All right, I'll try to search it.
We kind of met, and the team came, and I was filmed during that time. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Now you got me interested. I'm definitely going to do a search.
It's called.
Now what dish do? Oh, sorry, go on.
Making show. I wasn't Dr. Love. Dr. Love was my friend, but I was brought on to his show here. Anyway, what dish do I cook best?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I can do fried rice.
Share your best dish with us.
I can do fried rice.
That's not not too bad.
Yeah.
Good. And okay, 2 more questions here. What is your hidden talent? Quick.
Oh, I don't know. I'm good
something that you do, outside your work.
Oh, well, okay. I have recently started riding a motorbike, so yeah.
Okay. Is that your new hobby?
Getting into it, yeah.
All right. Good to know. Okay, last question here. What is the favorite part of your job, Dr. Ken?
Helping people. I think that is ultimately bringing them joy and and happiness, really.
Yeah.
There's no point in life, I think, for a lot of people until they see that they have this child that they could influence and bring to life and grow up with them and teach them and all that. I think there's a lot of good in that, and I really enjoy doing that sort of work.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it, Dr. Ken. Well, thank you, Dr. Ken. That's it. That's all the questions I have on
You're
you.
welcome.
I just want to say thank you again for being here, sharing your expertise with us. It's such a great chat. I love that you really share a lot of practical tips and steps with us in terms of how we can improve our health and think about how we can all really addressing the nutrition and lifestyle before we going into the pregnancy stage. So thank you so much for your time, Dr. Ken. Now, can you tell everybody here how can they find you or how can they book a consultation with you?
Oh, well, I'm based in Melbourne, Victoria. So for those who are from the state of Victoria, my practice is in Epworth, Richmond, and I can be contacted on the 94287572 number. You could check me out on the website, although having said that, we are in the process of revamping the website, but the new website should go live any minute. So yeah, you could also, I guess, look me up online as well. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you again, Dr. Ken. And thanks everyone for joining us. And if you find this useful, don't forget to share our video. And we will see you again very soon at the same place. Bye, everyone.
See you. Bye, all. Thank you, Catherine.
Bye-bye.
See ya.